Welcome to Dungeon Masters New York. I'm Gabe, and today on DM Tips, we're talking about painting miniatures. Painting miniatures is something that came up this week on my Reddit, and a few people were asking me about tips when they're starting out for painting, and I just figured I would just do an episode about it this week. So, basically, when you're starting out doing miniatures, you don't really want to spend a ton of money because you could very easily go down the rabbit hole of buying tons of brushes and jars of paint and other stuff that you don't necessarily need right away. Just basically your basics. You're going to want to get a small to medium brush for doing pretty much everything, and then you're going to want a small, fine detail brush. Those two brushes can get you through most painting when you're starting out, and then as you progress in the hobby, you'll find yourself needing maybe bigger brushes for when you're painting larger pieces, or dragons, or scenery or giants or something like that. But when you're starting out, especially you're painting small humanoids and different stuff of that size, you're not going to need anything too big. So just get those two kind of brushes start out, and that'll already run you something like $14 to $20 for those two brushes, because brushes will be nice brushes are usually about $7 or $8 each. Besides that, when you're looking at paints, you're going to want to think about the colors you're going to use on that miniature before you buy paint, because you'll do what I did, and I still do sometimes. You'll end up buying a bunch of colors that you never even open. So, sit there maybe with a piece of paper and look at your miniature and just kind of imagine what you would want your character to be wearing, the colors, the textiles, the fabric, etc. And then that'll kind of give you an idea of where you want to go with your painting and your colors. Another great tip for when you are going to paint, so now you've got your colors, you got your mini, you got your idea all set up in your head. So you're going to get this, you're going to get this guy over here and paint his armor like this. What you would want to do to get this kind of effect that they did is you want to do something, it's not really so much on this miniature, let's try to find a better example. This one's better, this Cyclops. So see, his flesh is like a light flesh color, and then you can see what they did was they used sort of like almost like a tan or like dark brown even, and they dry brushed that, and they made it so you could see a lot more of the detail of his body and the musculature features on the Cyclops. And dry brushing is easy to achieve. It's a great technique that you use, especially as a beginner, to have a really nice paint job and not have to spend a lot of extra time and work. And it's a technique you'll use, throughout your painting. So what you're going to do to dry brush, you're going to dip your brush in the paint, your medium to small brush, and just lightly dip just the tip, and then you're going to brush it onto like a piece of cardboard or something like that. That's what I use, and get it dry. So you're just kind of leaving like a faint trail of paint. So you're not really painting. And then once you got that kind of effect going on, then you would dry brush that over the initial coat of paint. So say you would already put on this light flesh tone, then you'd be doing that dry brush technique of the darker brown over that, just very gently, to get it into all those crevices and stuff, so that you could have that musculature features on your miniature. Or if it's another thing, or it's armor, you would have, say you had armor, what you do for armor is you would have to paint it black first, and then you would do like a silver dry brush over it, and then you'd get a really nice, like a chainmail is going to look really cool if you do it that way, or pretty much any armor, but especially something that has a lot of detail on the miniature, it's going to look cool when you dry brush it. So definitely try to use that technique. Take advantage of that. Think about your colors before you go to the store and start buying every jar in the place. Like you'll regret it, because those jars are about $5 or $6 each usually. Those brushes are about $7 each. So unless you got that that piggy bank you've been saving to go buy all that painting gear, you're gonna want to do a little bit of make a list. Alright, so I hope these painting tips were useful for you. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Please subscribe, and take care. I'll see you next time on DMNY.